Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast.
All right. And now it's time. Woo, choo, choo, wah, 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 wah. It's time for the Chris Evans update. Wah, 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 wah. Welcome to our signature segment, the Chris Evans update, the award-winning Chris Evans update.
We do not have restraining orders or anything.
We do not. Speaking of award-winning, last week to vote for the Kind of Nerdy Awards, because on Friday night in the Kind of Nerdy Night In, we are going to announce the winners of the second annual Kinda Nerdy Awards. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, I just made an executive decision, Johna.
Wow.
It needs to happen. And even if we announce them Friday Night Live and the Kinda Nerdy Night In, and then we podcast again and go over them, it's going to be fine.
Okay.
But people want to know. I'm getting voice messages on kindofnerdygirls.com. I'm getting Facebook messages. People are leaving notes in my mailbox. They want to know who won the Kind of Nerdy Awards. So please go to kindofnerdynetwork.com and join our Facebook group. Now, Chris Evans update. Wah, 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 wah. Chris Evans update. Wah, 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 wah. Will he, won't he return to Knives Out? Knives Out 2 and 3 were announced this week.
I can't wait.
And we know that Chris Evans was in the first one, but we don't know if he'll be in the second or third one. But there's a chance, right?
I mean, unless they need to go back to Ransom's character for some reason. Ransom's character is literally in prison, so I don't...
I mean, like, the whole premise of Knives Out was because of the Thromby name and, like, all those murder things. So, like, knives were part of that family's history, right?
I feel like it's going to be, like, a whole new, like, family thing. Like, every movie's going to be, like, a different, like, Clue game, I guess.
But you guys, I'm looking at, now none of these are, like, super reliable sources, but there are sources reporting that Chris Evans is coming back.
Chris Evans, are you coming back or not?
At Chris Evans, the Kind of Nerdy Girls need to know. Give us the exclusive. We're the only show in the world, TV, podcast, radio, whatever, satellite. We're the only show in the world that does a Chris Evans update. We need this scoop. Let's see. So Jamie Lee Curtis.
I love her.
She went on social media and confirmed that she is not coming back for the sequels, but she congratulated Daniel Craig and Chris Evans.
Whoops.
So I don't know, man. This is a story we'll continue to follow in the Kind of Nerdy Network. An exclusive. Chris Evans, at me. Come on.
At Chris Evans.
Yeah, at Chris Evans. Send a message to at KJ on air and tell me the truth.
Or at it's Johna _ on Twitter, whatever.
Yeah, however you want. I mean, you can
whatever.
You can show up at the door if you want. I mean, it's
literally come to my house. I'll send you my address.
Whatever is most convenient for you, Chris Evans. Please let us know what's going on.
We only live to accommodate you.
Thank you. All right. Woo, woo, woo. Wah, wah, wah. Ha, ha, ha. It's time for What's Got Johna Weeping.
All right. I just cry so much. I just can't even believe it. So 2 things. 1, I read online.
Yes.
So sad. That the guy who plays the Duke of Hastings on Bridgerton, I can't pronounce his name because I don't want to butcher it, but that really hot guy, he's not coming back for season 2.
Now, let me ask, was there something in the story? Because I watched like half of the first episode and I was like, nah, this is not my jam.
Honestly.
Was there something in the story that made you even consider that he would not be back?
They said that he's not coming back.
Right. But I mean, when you were watching Bridgerton, was there something in the storyline that made you think he's not coming back?
No, not really. It's just that his character is not like a main character anymore.
Okay.
So, like, they just, I don't like his wife, Daphne, her character is supposed to come back a lot because her brother is the one who's in the next season. Okay. Like, he's the next one who's supposed to be finding the love of his life or whatever. But I guess, the Duke of Hastings character is not supposed to be coming back. But I mean, also that guy has got a bunch of deals since he's been on Bridgerton.
Right, he's going off to do a movie with our boy Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, you know.
Really?
Yeah, he's in The Gray Man.
Oh, okay.
Yep, he's going to be in The Gray Man. It's him, it's Chris Evans, and it's Ryan Gosling.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a beautiful cast.
It's going to be so pretty. So pretty. Okay, but I get it.
Is
So
that a scary movie? Is it supposed to be a scary movie?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe
Because I don't
kind
like
of
scary movies, but like I'm willing to risk it all for Chris Evans, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I'm willing to go see a scary movie.
Yeah, it is based on the book series of the same name, and it is an action thriller. It looks
So we'll have the jumps.
Yeah, no, it looks like more of this is like a CIA type thing.
Ooh.
So it is, it's being directed by the Russo brothers of Marvel fame.
Then it's
course.
going to be fantastic.
And
Yeah.
it is the biggest budget feature in Netflix history. So
Ooh.
yeah, they are banking.
Well,
a
just
lot
for
on
the
this.
salaries alone, yeah, you'd have to.
Right,
My
right,
God.
right. The Russo brothers and those 3 stars.
Yeah. I mean, hell, that's
That's
probably
like the
what.
whole budget is just paying them.
Right.
Yeah, that's got to be like what,
There
60
is-
million just for the actors?
There is nobody else in this movie. It's literally
All
just
the
those
sets are
3
going to
guys.
be. All the sets are
Empty
going to be like
sets.
cardboard, and you're going to see a lot of jump cuts and like $60
And they're
million for jump cuts. Let's do
They're
it.
just talking on the phone to people that aren't actually there.
Right.
Like,
All the sound effects are just bad MIDI files and stuff like that.
And all they do is talk about how they did something. Like, we ran across the roof, but you don't see them running across the roof. They're just describing it the whole time.
Hey, remember that one time when we?
Yep.
Patches, the reason I shook my head at you when Johna was talking is because the scroll that you were going to put up for
Yeah.
the video, which will be exclusive for our patrons, thanks to our patrons who throw a few bucks our way and help us keep the show going. You had a typo.
Oh, great.
You tried to spell your, which is tricky. You always have to think about which your it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
But you tried to spell it 3 different ways and you still got it wrong. So, okay. And there's something else that has you weeping?
Yeah, I watched Amend, The Fight for America. It's hosted by Will Smith, and it's a docuseries on Netflix, and it's about the 14th Amendment. And it is very good. I actually learned more watching that show about the 14th Amendment than I ever did in school.
Did you know what the 14th Amendment was before you watched the show?
No, I didn't. In school, we only learn about the Bill of Rights. So that's like, what, the first 8 or something like
Yeah.
8 or 10 or something like that. So I had no idea that there were even other amendments after that. I thought those were the only ones. I was like, oh, well, clearly those are the only ones because they're the most important. Those are the ones we learn in school. But like, I learned about the 14th Amendment in 6 hours. It was fantastic.
All right. So tell us what you learned and what made you cry about it.
Just the fact that, you know, me being an American, that, and I say this all the time, that America does not seem to care about Americans. They do not care about us, and they don't care about anyone else. They talk a lot about like slavery and segregation, and then they go into like women's rights and LGBTQ rights and immigration rights. Like, they literally talk about every single person who tries to like help this country thrive and survive, and basically be like, yeah, no, we actually don't like any of those people.
Right.
We don't get political on the show, but I'll tell you, like, I want us to be the melting pot. I mean, I might just be an idealist right now, but I feel like this is like what's happening right now is real and is going to stick.
Mhm.
Like, you need, like, whatever your experiences were or how you were raised or whatever that led you to where you're at, we're all the same. Like, we all want to be loved. We all want to be safe. We all like, we have to get past what we look like, who loves who. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, we want to be loved and we want to be safe. And that's what makes us human. And that's really all we are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just
Like, those are
all
the
about
things.
treating people like they matter and that they're an actual person and not an object.
Well, thank
But
you, Johna. I'm excited to go
sniffles
watch
for
this.
It was really good. And there's a lot of other celebrities in it too. Like, besides Will Smith, there's like Joseph Gordon-Levitt and that guy. I think his name's like Sterling Brown or something like that.
Sterling K. Brown. Oh, he's great.
Yes, him.
from This Is
He's
Us.
in there. Samuel L. Jackson's in there. Like,
I think
It's amazing.
Sterling K. Brown is like one of those people. I feel like he's like kind of like morphing into like a Tom Hanks or a Morgan Freeman or something. Yes. Where like when he talks, you're like, I'm going to listen. You're right.
Yes. Yes. Like, as soon as I heard his voice, I was like, I know that guy's voice.
Yeah.
Right.
He's very powerful. And
yes.
he's a good person. Well, awesome. Yes. How many sniffles do you give it?
8.
All right. Choo, 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 woo, choo. Binges and books, binges and books. Binges and books, 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 binges and books. Pow. Time for binges and books. Johna.
Guys, I read a book.
Oh, yeah. We really, with this recording in StreamYard, we can set up a show profile, and it can allow us to put like sound effects in and like, ooh. Oh yeah, we can do all kinds of cool stuff. So I feel like, guys, I read a book needs like some like crazy applause going on.
No, literally.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome back to your books, because I know that you do love the books.
I do love the books. And I read this book so I'm going to tell you that I read this book because this chick on TikTok recommended it. Like I was scrolling through, don't laugh at me, okay? I was scrolling through TikTok, and this girl was like, if you're a Marvel fan, you'll really like this book. And I was like, oh, okay. Because it's about like heroes and villains, and you got like the Captain America type character, but he's like a butthole. And then you got like a character who's kind of like Falcon, but like not really. So when she said that the Nemesis guy was like Falcon, I was like, okay. So then I was automatically reading in Anthony Mackie's voice, and I was like, oh God. I was like, Anthony Mackie should do some voice work for books. Like,
okay,
it'd be really good.
Okay, but, so is it a Marvel thing, or is it just a story that if you like Marvel, you'll like?
It's just a story that if you like Marvel,
so what's it called?
It's called Nemesis.
Woo, choo, choo. Binges and books, binges, books, binges, books, binges, books, binges, books, binges, and books, patches.
I think my binge has been Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I've been catching back up. I'm up to episode 7 now.
Okay, I think that you're
season 2.
Season 2, yes.
Nice.
Better than me. I'm still on episode 1.
Oh yeah, it gets really, really interesting.
Yes, I don't think like there were a lot of people who were like, this is too dark, too much of a dive into grief. It affects you, but I still think there's a good balance of like the musical numbers are great, and there's ups and downs.
There's still enough whimsy.
This show is going to be life. That's just what it is. The first season, they walk us through her dad dying. Why do you think in the second season that it's not still going to be the repercussions of losing someone you love? Like that's just what it is. So I feel like
I don't think I'm ready for it.
I think you'll be fine, Johna.
I'm halfway through the first episode, and I was like, maybe not.
If you can get through the first episode, actually, you'll be fine.
Yep.
Because once episode 2 starts, then it just gets in. It doesn't like deep dive. It's just like as far as the stages of grief, like KJ was saying, it doesn't. It's there. It's talked about, but it's not like deep dive. It's like not a deep dive into it, because as opposed to season 1, like you saw every single step of her dad's like deterioration up until the point that he died. So this one's at least, this is a lot more, I'm not gonna say lighter, because there's still that underlying issue, but it focuses more on her moving on with life and growing professionally as well. Mm-hmm. And so it's you'll be fine. I promise.
Yeah, get past the first episode and you'll be good.
I'll try.
Yeah. It's not the same without Lauren Graham, because she's just such a presence that I love her. I miss her. And speaking of that, binges a book.
Is she not on the show anymore?
No.
She was only in episode 1.
Yeah. She's got, but we knew that's not a spoiler. We knew she was going away.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, he watched the whole first season, she was getting moved on and moved up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot that even happened, honestly. I literally forgot that happened.
All right. Well, this is a nice segue into binges and books, binges and books, binges and books, binges, books, binges, books, binges, books, binges, books, wow, binges and books. This is what I want to binge today, which ties in with Lauren Graham, which is The Mighty Ducks. We haven't watched it yet.
Oh, yes.
We need to watch The Mighty Ducks. So that's sort of a like reminder. I'm hearing great things about it. Everybody's getting the feels, and Lauren Graham is in it with Emilio Estevez. So that is streaming on Disney Plus. And as of right now, I think the first 2 episodes are out. So I want to watch that. And then the other thing, Johna, and Katie isn't here to defend it, but I got to tell you, I'm watching The Witcher with the captions on. It's not helping me. I mean, I kind of understand it more, but I still don't really get. I feel like it was when I watched The Lord of the Rings because I didn't read the books, right? And I'm like, things are happening and they seem like they're important, but I don't understand what the hell's going on here. Like,
The Witcher's like a video game, though, I think. So
yeah. I don't know.
I didn't like love. I mean, I finished it after a year of watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I finally finished it, but I mean, it was okay.
It took you a year. It took you a year, and there's 8 episodes.
Yeah,
I mean that speaks to how
I'm
much
really
you
just
were
watching
committed.
it for Henry Cavill. Like, I'm just watching it because he's like a hot man. Like, I'm not really watching it for any other reason besides I like the way that he looks. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, but it sounds like there isn't enough like plot line or good dialogue to keep your interest.
No,
then.
I think it's just there's too many storylines. Like it's just too much and it's bouncing around. And I'm like, why is she here now? And who was that again? And like,
Gotcha.
It's.
You want me to tell you what happens at the end?
Yes, I do. That would be great. Spoilers for The Witcher.
If you haven't already watched it, basically, like him and what's her name? What's the little girl's name?
I don't even remember.
The little girl.
The little girl in the woods, the princess girl.
Yes,
yeah.
Siri, that's her name. At the very last episode of the series, they're both like they have like this weird like connection.
Okay.
And so like they can like kind of feel like when each other is near. And so she's like with this family and this guy who gets Geralt and brings him back to his house. She's also at the same house that Geralt is going to, but she leaves. And then Geralt gets out of this wagon and he's like, wait a minute. He like feels her presence. And so they like feel each other and they like start running towards each other. And then they crash into each other at the end. And she's like, Geralt, I found you. And then it like black, like it cuts to black. So at the end, they find each other.
Okay. That's
basically all you need to know is that they find each other at the end.
Sounds awesomely underwhelming.
So yeah,
that's the whole point of the whole first season was that they're trying to find each other.
And that's kind. I get it, but I don't understand like how they're getting there or why. Like it's not working.
It's convoluted to you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you find out in season 2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know that I'm going to watch season 2, but I have been trying to binge. So binges and books isn't always a recommendation. It's our truthful feelings about the things that we are watching and the things that we are reading. My book is still going great. Crown of Midnight. Johna, it's just so like, oh gosh, she's like, she loves this guy. But she's like, oh, I remember I had feelings for that guy. And then she's got to go off and kill some guy and then she's like, oh, I forgot how pretty he was. And now I got to kill him. Yeah. It's great. I'm really
everyday
enjoying
life
it.
stuff, man.
Yeah. There's a moment where she and the one guy dance and like, but it's like so forbidden that they can't be together. They're waltzing and they're doing all the things and it's all coming together. And you think like it's going to happen. And then the next morning they're like, back to the next person you're killing, not talking about the waltz, never talking about that. You're like, what?
Oh, so sad.
Yes. So yeah, I am enjoying that. That's the Throne. I think it's called the Throne of Glass series. Mm-hmm. So that's what I got. Is there anything else that we are supposed to be doing, Johna? Go ahead.
We're supposed to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier because we didn't talk about it.
Talking Marvel. Wiki, woo, talking Marvel. Choo. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It's too much.
I call it Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but when the thing pops up on the screen, it's like the Falcon. I'm like, nobody calls him the Falcon.
No, he's calling him Falcon.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm sorry.
They're like, oh, the Falcon. No, they go, oh, Falcon.
Also on Twitter, that is a long enough hashtag without adding 3 more characters.
Oh, literally. Right.
Yeah, like, it's
oh
like,
my God.
you
That's
want
like
to
half
say
your tweet right there.
right, like you want to say that you're watching Falcon and Winter Soldier and say something about it, but as soon as you type I'm watching Falcon and Winter Soldier right now, that's your tweet. Like
That's true.
it's too much.
I think they have a tweet that's like the abbreviated letters.
Yeah.
I think they do.
I don't care. I'm not doing it. There's no the in the Falcon.
I get that.
It's
I
just
get it.
Falcon.
Falcon. I get it.
Okay, so we can talk about you're caught up. You watched the episode.
I watch it every Friday.
Thank you. Thank you. Katie is not here because she got her PS5, so she will not be speaking to us for quite some time. She's in PS5 happy world. So episode 3, we got Sharon Carter back. We got Zemo back. How did you feel about it, Johna? Where's it ranking in your heart?
I really actually liked it. I mean, like the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, okay, but episode 3 was really, really good. Like I felt like there was more. The plot was moving along a little bit better than what it was in the first couple episodes. I was like, y'all only got 6 episodes to do this, and we're on episode 3 already. So what the hell is going on? But I was really excited to see Emily Van Camp. I love her very much. I'm a big fan of her for always. I love the scene where they're breaking Zemo out of prison. That just... Bucky's like...
How he says hypothetically, yeah.
Bucky is so funny in a way that
it's so dry.
He's dry.
Right. Like it's not necessarily that he's trying to be funny, but it's kind of like he knows this is hysterical. Listen.
Yes.
I'm going to laugh so hard when Zemo walks in.
I really think that is Sebastian Stan, because like I've seen a lot of videos of him and he is just dry as hell.
Yes.
Like
he's very awkward when he
but like he just
but like good awkward.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, okay, so hypothetically if I were to break Zemo out of prison, this is how I would do it. And then Zemo just like walks in. He's like, what? Are you joking right now?
Yeah.
I love it. Zemo's like, if I may, and both are like, no.
He is so out of line, but he is right.
Right. The Marvin Gaye comic. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
It was just
I don't know. I mean, it was good.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You know, I just want more plot. I just want the plot to move along like so much faster. And like we've only got 3 more episodes. And I'm like, what are you guys gonna do? Are y'all gonna give me a 2-hour episode? Because that's what I need right now.
Yeah. Right. I think, some of the comments from our Kind of Nerdy Night in Live and the Kind of Nerdy Network on Friday was that are they like making it like a movie, but stretching it out too far? Like, is there not like, should this have just been a 2-hour movie of here's where they're at? I think that there is some validity to that. And maybe Marvel just hasn't figured out the episodic formula, because WandaVision was episodic because that's what it was supposed to be. Right. And it was so different from the Marvel Cinematic Universe that it fit in being something that you tuned in and watched every Friday.
But each episode for WandaVision had like a callback, Dick Van Dyke, Malcolm in the Middle, Bewitched, Brady Bunch. Like they had themes for every episode.
And they all they're telling somehow.
And between every single one of those themed episodes, it built up to an endpoint. They're taking a movie now, what should be a movie, and breaking it up into 6, like smaller parts.
Yeah. Where I think what is probably going to happen is the opposite of what happened with WandaVision, where people that watched WandaVision 1 episode at a time with that week in between really had a great experience and were so invested in it. And I think with this show, that the people who wait until the 6 episodes are out and binge it all at once are probably going to have a better experience, because it's not giving you that, like, I'm feeling when it goes to credits, I have to remind myself it's not a movie. Like, oh shit, yeah it's over. Like, that's also, what I'm feeling.
Can we talk about no post-credit scenes?
I know.
Because let me tell you, I be fast forwarding and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And I'll just get so upset.
because of how they did us with WandaVision, where at first there weren't post-credit scenes, and then at like 4 or 5 episodes in, there was one. And so every time I'm
Snooper's
like,
gonna snoop.
Snooper's gonna snoop. I'm like, I'm looking for my Snooper's gonna snoop little thing in the post-credits. Like, when are they gonna give us, when does this move along enough that we get the post-credit scenes for Falcon and the Winter Soldier? But
what do you guys think Sharon is up to?
What's that?
What do you guys think Sharon's up to?
Man,
We were talking theories of that she could be the power broker.
Sharon is definitely up to something, and I don't think it's believable yet in my mind for her to be so far gone that she's become the power broker. But there is no reason, there's no way it's just a coincidence that she's a Madripoor. Like, and you could have gone anywhere.
And just straight up living the life.
Right. No, I'm running a club and I'm doing all these things like that.
Yeah. She's a fence. She's a high-end fence. I mean, you saw her pad, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, damn. You know, that's a Monet. That's a Van Gogh. Dude.
Yeah. It's just we need to know the story of how she went from being on the run to getting to where she's, the queen badass in the town of badasses.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so whether it's that there is some sort of storyline that's going to make us accept that she has gone so far as to be the power broker, or maybe she is a spy and she is been put in this place. Do you think that's what it is? Spy.
Yeah, I think she secretly works for some government agency, and they kind of put her in that job as a fence to figure out what's going on in Madripoor and
or what if she's working for Sword?
Yeah.
What if Fury tapped her and she's working for Sword now? And she's deep cover.
It would be nice if she is getting some sort of love from Sword or so, because I mean, my God, everybody else got pardoned, right? We were talking about this last night. Everybody else got pardoned. And if Steve is still alive somewhere,
where's your boy Chris Evans? Bucky got pardoned, Sam got pardoned.
And he's
wait all these guys.
Am I missing someone?
Sam got pardoned for what? Sam didn't do anything.
After Endgame, because they were all fugitives. They were all on the run, remember?
Remember, they were all fugitives.
And Sharon at Civil War, she became a fugitive because she...
True. She helped Captain. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember Sam says to Bucky, the last time we stole the shield, it didn't go so well for us.
God, I can't wait for them to steal that damn shield. Oh my God. That's the episode I want so bad. It's just them planning the heist to go and steal the shield and then stealing the shield. And then John Walker coming in and being like, where the heck is my shield?
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's the episode I want.
I think the other thing that I'm struggling with and how to figure out what's off about this show is that in some ways it's it's not moving fast enough. But then in other ways, with John Walker, I'm not buying how quickly he's become such a douche from when they set him up in the locker room where they're trying to get us to like him, right? He's been this good soldier and he's trying to do the right thing. And then it's
Captain America that I can't
He puts the suit on and then he's like, do you know who I am?
I hate that guy.
I
hate that guy.
I think they rushed that development. I see that he is falling apart and getting an ego, but just make him the douchebag.
It's too fast.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do we know how fast this time, the timeline that's progressing here? Because we don't know if from when we first saw him in the locker room to where he is now, how much time has passed. I don't.
Oh no, I think this is going pretty fast.
Yeah, I think it's going really fast.
This is all this is not months in between episodes. This is I think a couple weeks ago he was I'm a good man and I just want to be the best Captain America to don't you know who I am? And beat it, what happened?
You're not my captain.
Not my cap.
I do feel bad for that guy though, the guy who plays him, because I heard somewhere that he got bullied off of social media.
Yes.
Because
Wyatt Russell, yeah.
Yeah, because people hate him.
And
so
Wyatt
much.
Russell is actually a pretty cool dude, guys. You gotta separate.
I heard that he is Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's son.
Yes.
That's
It's like
Oliver Hudson and Kate Hudson's brother as well.
when you
Stepbrother.
when you look at him, he's like exactly half Kurt Russell and half Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you have to separate the
But-
character from the
And
person.
that sucks
Yeah.
because like they're personally attacking him. I personally don't like him playing this character, but I look at it like from the wrestling standpoint, right? If you're a heel and you're the bad guy in wrestling and you're getting that much backlash, that means you're doing your job.
Yeah.
So I mean that is it. Now, granted, that's sports entertainment, and this is people's actual stuff. But at the same time, if you look at at the WWE superstars and all the wrestlers around the world, if you're a heel, your social media is your personal social media, and people are blowing you up too. So if you're playing a bad guy and people are just railing you, that means you're doing your job very, very good.
Yeah, but that's not okay, society. It's not okay to personally attack someone because they've done such a good job in
That
the
is
role
not okay,
that they
Marvel
are playing as a
fans.
bad guy. That's not.
Well, it's
that
like
is
the
I'm gonna mama bear right now.
Does Chris Evans know about this?
Right. Like what would Chris Evans think of you right
Right.
now? That when you make decisions in life and they might be a little crappy, ask yourself first, what would Chris Evans
Right.
think of this?
Well, look at
ask
the poor
myself
kid
that
from
question every day.
the poor kid from
Every
Game
day.
of Thrones, the guy that played Joffrey. What's his name? Jack Gleason or whatever his name is. I mean, hell, the kid basically had to go into hiding because people despised him so much.
Yeah.
So and it's like, okay, if this is how you're going to be, we're not going to get villains because no one's going to want to play him because
Right.
you treat a human being like crap for doing their job as an actor.
Yes, girl, preach on it. Okay.
All right. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I have one more
That's
thing
all
on,
I have to say about that.
and that's all I have to say about that. You did better than I did, Johna.
I watch a lot of Forrest Gump.
Thank you.
But
Okay.
that's why this podcast is like we are like peas and carrots.
But like a box of chocolates.
Johna and KJ are my best good friends.
Oh, thank you. The last thing I have to say about Falcon and Winter Soldier is my goodness, I had no idea I would love Zemo so
Yeah.
much.
I do like him. He's so funny.
I'm like halfway through that episode. I'm like, I am crushing on Zemo. Are you
I don't
kidding
know
me?
about crushing. I
This
think he's
guy, he's pretty though too, Johna.
Daniel
He's-
Bruhl, yeah.
Yeah. He's
I'm not
pretty.
gonna lie. I'm kind of crushing on Anthony Mackie, and I don't know what to do.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
He's a fine man. I
He
think
is. He's got a nice booty on him too.
it's not America's ass.
No, it
The
is not
most
America's
important
ass.
part about being Captain America is having a nice butt. So I mean,
Right.
Yeah, but he knew. He's like, I can't keep the shield because my ass can't keep up with that.
I got a nice ass, but it's not America's ass.
I felt that.
But I am just absolutely loving his, like, I love that he's like rich and he's got this swagger about him.
Yes.
And yeah, he was
Mhm.
having a great life. It wasn't like the Avengers did this to him, right? Like it's
Right.
we got to see so much more of him.
And you got to see him be like really see what he could do. He was a badass
He
too.
was- he
He
was
was just whooping some ass.
He was a badass, and watching him kind of balance out the Bucky and Falcon banter made that relationship better. Like it was more fun to watch them going back and forth when he's like chiming in on it.
Are they just gonna be like the world's best trio right now?
I
Like,
hope
are we gonna
so.
get like a good buddy comedy going right now? Because that would be great.
I mean,
Well, you know what, Johna? That's what I thought. I honestly thought that it would be more of that with Bucky and
Same.
Sam, but it didn't get there until we got Zemo. I'm
Yeah.
and you thought it was Sharon that was gonna balance it out, and
I
it
did,
ended
I
up
did.
not being even not being her.
I'm
Yeah, I
really
was-
surprised that it took this long for us to see Sharon though. Like I really thought she was gonna be like in it from like episode 1.
Mhm.
But like we took 3 episodes for us to actually see her, and she was only there for like what, half 15-20 minutes of the episode, something
Right.
like that.
Yeah, but I mean, she's also an enemy of the state too, so you know it makes sense for her to be in another country as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, do you have any other thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier? patches.
I am with you. I absolutely loved the Zemo aspect. Anthony Mackie's I don't have anything against him, but the way things are going and the way he's acting in this, I'm really starting to see what Juwan from Geek Vibes is saying.
What's Juwan saying?
Well, he's all about the Mackie Smackie.
There's a lot of Mackie Smackie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Johna, we need to get you together with Geek Vibes Nation. One, because you would not like the Mackie Smackie, and two, last night we discovered that he is a Black Widow hater, and I was having none of it. Like, he got warned the first time I see him in person, I am going to kick him in the shin.
Ooh.
With the things he was saying about Black Widow.
Man.
Yeah.
I actually invited him this morning. I'm like, I don't know if you're doing anything, but come on, the kind of nerdy girls. And then I'm like, why did I do that?
Right.
We're celebrating Black
I'm
Widow.
mad at you.
I don't want to.
Actually, that's just a nice bit of revenge. Oh, what are we
Right.
talking about today? Oh, we're gonna do a segment on Black Widow.
I almost typed that back to him. Never mind. We're talking about Black Widow. I don't want you there.
But I mean, why don't we like? Sorry, why don't we like Anthony Mackie? I don't understand. What it is.
It's almost, I feel almost like he's kind of phoning in the acting a bit, and I think
Like he's just being Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
I mean, Sebastian Stan is just being Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, but Sebastian Stan is really good at it.
Yes. So like, I'll give you a perfect example. When they were in the bar and he was being the Snake King or whoever that character is supposed to be, the Tiger guy. Tiger Boy or whatever the hell, or Tiger Boy or what, like whatever, like whoever he was supposed to be impersonating, right?
For people who aren't watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're like, wait a second, there's a scene where he's Tiger King?
Yeah. But yeah, so like even at that, like when he did that shot with the Cobra guts or whatever the case was, like even the way, like, dude, why you're there. You're a soldier. You got to sack up. But like, it was even Mackie playing that character. It's like, oh, I'm just going to play it out just because I'm me, and it's just like, dude, quit. Just quit.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's the writing. There's just something a little uncomfortable about the Falcon.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't have anything against Mackie. I've never had a problem with Anthony Mackie. But that episode, there was something about it. I was just like, I'm starting to see what people are saying.
I don't know.
I need to rewatch it.
Yeah. I'm not there. I'm not on the
I'm not on the Mackie Smackie train. I'm sorry.
I'm not either. But I think it's just because and it could be because I've been hearing a lot of people bagging on him too. So
yeah, don't get swayed. Don't get swayed by the masses.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm trying to kind of keep perspective on it. But this episode, that I saw a little bit of what people were talking about.
Okay.
I'm not blaming. I'm not willing to go so far as to blame Anthony Mackie, his acting, or there's no blame going on. I'm still figuring out what about this show isn't quite getting me in the like, this is amazing. We were so excited about this, and we're watching it, and it's great to have Falcon and Winter Soldier and Sharon back and Zemo back, but there's still something about it that I'm not. WandaVision, every Friday I was like, I'm up, I'm freaking watching this thing. Like, Can you wake up? It's 3:00 in the morning. WandaVision's new, Right. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he's watching it on his lunch break. I'm watching it when I have time, and then we're talking about it.
Well, and that was even Friday, and you're like, hey, what time are you gonna get home? I was like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, are we gonna watch Falcon and Winter Soldier together? I was like, crap.
Like,
okay,
we hadn't even thought about
it. That wasn't the first thing, like we weren't anticipating. We weren't we got to do this.
And you go back to like KJ 12 months ago and say, hey, you're going to love WandaVision so much more than Falcon and Winter Soldier. I would have been like, you're crazy.
Maybe it'll get better.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Like I said, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I get what you're saying though. Like it's good, but it's just like missing something.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you can't put your finger on what exactly it is.
It's missing Captain America is what it's missing.
I honestly think that it's missing a lot of like story. I think that we're only getting I'm guessing that the last 3 episodes are probably going to be like lit AF, and there's going to be like story. But like the first 3 episodes are kind of like, all right, so like, you know, they're not going to hang out, then they're going to hang out and talk about wizards and stuff, and then they're going to bring Zemo out of prison, and then bam, everything's going to happen all at once, and then we're going to be like, oh my god, like that. I feel like,
but
I don't know.
Marvel cannot approach these shows like it's a movie. You can do that in a movie. You accomplish it in a shorter amount of time. You can't ask people to spend 3 full episodes just letting you wander through and have more time to set things
It feels disjointed.
Yeah. You've got every episode should be a movie in itself.
Correct.
That's where you got to operate. That's just how it is when you're putting the expectations of the people who have watched the MCU into TV show. You have to make that TV show to the standards that people have expected. And I'm
kind of worried about Loki.
I'm not worried about Loki because I think that here's another thing. I think that that's starting to kind of make sense to me. So like WandaVision, even though it was, in New Jersey, it was based in New Jersey, it was still a fantasy world that was created within a hex.
Mm-hmm.
Loki is going to be somewhere else in the galaxy, right? Or somewhere else in the universe or the multiverse, even. Who knows? Mm-hmm. All right. So that's going to be there. Falcon and Winter Soldier is all happening here on Earth. So just like Avengers, like all the Avengers movies, everything was happening on Earth and there was a problem here. So it's almost like, because it's here on the planet, it's almost like you feel like there's a sense of urgency. It's like we got to save the people, we got to save the planet and all that stuff, as opposed to when you're not here, like on
mm-hmm.
planet Earth, you kind of get a little more relaxed.
We're such jerks as humans. We're like, we don't care about your problems over on another planet.
Right. Sorry, Asgard, you lost your planet, but yeah. But I think, like, I don't know. That's just, it just popped in my head, a potential theory there. I don't know.
And we also don't know what the original plot and intentions were for this show to tie it into the MCU, because they had to do things differently. They had to release them in different order. Mm-hmm. They went back and filmed things differently. So what was the story initially, and what did they have to do to make it so that it still could come out in a time where it made sense in the timeline and get it to people who, were getting tired of waiting on it while still shooting it with COVID going on.
So, not to mention this was supposed to be out before WandaVision.
Yes.
So so we had that going.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm bummed that we're having a conversation that's not like every episode gets better and this is so cool.
Every episode has gotten better, though. That's the thing. I feel guilty because I feel like we're bagging on the show, but it's still a good show.
Yes,
it is good. I mean, the visual effects are great, and the acting is good, and I'm sure the story is fantastic. It's just we haven't gotten to the point in the story where we're like, okay, so this is where it gets good, and this is where we've been leading up to the whole time.
Yeah, we become.
You know what we need to do? We need to go back and watch Batman versus Superman again, and then we'll go, oh, that's right, Falcon the Winter Soldier is so much better.
I also saw the preview for the new Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, how do you feel?
Don't care.
Yeah.
I
was a little bummed. I was a little bummed that there's just not enough there to I'm going to watch it and I hope for the best. And I love James Gunn, but the first Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, I was like, oh my gosh, I did not expect to even care about this movie. And that trailer made me so pumped. And I think I was hoping for that from Suicide Squad. And it almost felt like, well, James Gunn is just making Guardians of the Galaxy with different people now. Like, it didn't give me anything new or exciting.
But it doesn't even look like there's it literally is like, if you saw the first Suicide Squad movie, like, it's the same the same movie, just with
Yeah.
different characters and Harley Quinn. Also, is Nathan Fillion in that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because it was on his Instagram that I saw the thing, and I saw the thing, and I was like, well, who is his character even? Like, I didn't see him. They really like focused on the fact that it's like Harley Quinn and like John Cena. Like they were like, hey, we got these two guys in here, so don't worry about anybody else.
Yeah, I didn't love how much it was focused on Harley Quinn, because I think I get like she's an important part, but Birds of Prey didn't prove to be like, if Harley Quinn's in it, everybody's gonna love it. So don't go banking everything on Harley Quinn.
Why Harley Quinn gets so many like group movies. Like, why does she get to be in Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey?
Well,
like, why does she get two groups?
Her stories cross over into both of those. I mean, that's and Birds of Prey honestly was supposed to be less, but then the audiences were like, we don't even know what Birds of Prey is, and you make such crap movies, DC, that we're not going to give it any time. And so then they like literally went back and rebranded it and made it about Harley Quinn in hopes that more people would watch it. It just was a bad idea.
That's just why they keep making like Batman movies and stuff like that. Like they're like, oh, if we rebrand Batman, then it'll be better. If we rebrand, they always think that rebranding is what's going to save it.
Well, Tia from Geek Vibes Nation will be very bummed that she missed out. I invited her this morning and she wants to be on. She's like, anytime you're talking Marvel and trashing DC, I want to be with you. And I said, it's every episode.
That's how I explain our show to people. They're like, oh, you're on a podcast. What's it about? I was like, we just talk about how much we love Marvel and hate DC. And we talk about Chris Evans sometimes.
We're on the occasional books and Star Wars, and we're good.
Yes. So it's announcement time in the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Johna, if you got any announcements, please think about what you'd like people to know, anything that we missed. I would like to share that if you have not watched Paranormal X Road yet, it just keeps it just keeps getting bigger, which is really cool. Like, people are being so nice about it. The feedback's so great. And
KJ's going to get famous and forget all about us.
I will never. No, we will always be the Kind of Nerdy Girls. And so if you haven't watched it, it would be great if you would give our episodes a chance. If you've ever been into any of the ghost hunting type shows, it's different, but it's in the realm of what you will enjoy. We're bringing peace to the paranormal. We're bringing peace to people experiencing the paranormal. And then on April 22nd, we're actually doing a virtual workshop. So you'll learn about how Kitsy uses some of these tools and how you can use them as well to communicate with spirits.
I'll come to that.
Good. I think you'll really like it. So Kitsy's going to kind of show how some of the tools that you see in our show work, like the spirit box and the dowsing rods. Spirit medium Tiffany Rice, who is amazing, is going to give some like actual actions you can take to help you tap into your own intuition and understand your gut feelings a little bit more and trust yourself. And I'm going to do a mini session on using your chakras and connecting with your chakras to help you balance out your energy and keep yourself in a good space. So it's a virtual workshop. It's a mini session with each of us. And I've got all of the information if you go to pxroad.com. And if you want to get tickets, PXR17 will get you a big discount. And honestly, if you say, KJ, that $17 off isn't enough discount, I will literally send you a code that will give you a bigger discount. All right, go look. And if you're like, I want to go to this, it's still a little out of my budget, I will only you who are listening to this podcast, I will send you a code with how about this? How about half off? I'll send you a code that's half off.
Wow.
There you go.
All right. Now, if you're willing, I'm terrible at marketing, because now no one's going to take the $17 off code. They're all going to message me for the half off code. But that's just the kind of person
you should give them a test. Be like, if you actually listen to our episode, what's one thing we talked about?
Oh, there we go. Should it be a password that they have? You just message me this password, and I'll send you the special half off code.
Yes.
All right. What's the special word that I was just thinking about what we were gonna call this episode too. Mm.
Hmm.
Well, this is boring.
Yeah,
Sorry. All right.
There hasn't
that's
been
all
a
right.
lot
You
of
can
funny
cut.
things.
Yeah,
There
you can
haven't
cut
been
this
a
part out.
lot of funny
Let's cut-
things.
Let's talk about. You should call it. You should call it Mackie Smackie.
Oh, Mackie Smackie. Yep. I want you to send me
Oh,
a.
not so Mackie Smackie.
Yeah. That's exactly, Johna, you're like, oh, this is our intuition, man. This is our energy. I was trying to think of what I wanted to call this, and it was the not about the Mackie Smacky is what we were going to call it.
Yes.
Yes. So you were honing in on what I was trying to call back up into my brain. So yes, please send me a message and say I'd like the code, and it's not about the Mackie Smacky, and I will give you half off. All right.
Nice.
Yay. And you literally can reach me in like every place. If you're listening to
Literally.
this podcast, kjonair.com, kindanerdynetwork.com. We're in all the places and things. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you, Johna. We love you.
I love you
We'll
guys.
see you soon. Whoop, whoop.
Join the Nerdy Girls Podcast.
The Kind of Nerdy Girls are proud to be a part of the Just What I Needed network, and we certainly hope we were just what you needed. To support the show, you can get yourself some merch and show off that you are kind of nerdy. Go to kindofnerdygirls.com and click on the Kind of Nerdy shop. And while you're there, you can also support the show by getting access to behind the scenes footage, videos of our podcast, and never before heard episodes from our classic Kind of Nerdy vault. Just become a patron at kindofnerdygirls.com.